Guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, again, this video will qualify under the stuff in my description because the description on my channel is video games and stuff. So one of the things I'm doing today is actually, I'm going to be doing a review on showing you all my coin collection of what I have personally right now with me. I've got a few coins stashed and hidden. Ooh, I got one coin here in my pocket that I want to show off. Give me a sec here to fish it out. And we'll start with it, because we're going to go biggest coin in cash value to lowest coins in cash value, as if you were to spend it. But some of these coins are actually worth more than what you can get for them. So starting off, we've got ourselves a 1971 Kennedy 50-cent piece, meaning it's a $0.50. It's not really worth much unless you're a collector who collects all the Kennedys, all the Kennedy coins. This one here, though, if this was 2 years older, in '69, this would have 40% silver in it. If it was 65, 64 or older, it would be 90% silver. Alright, so there's that coin. Moving on. We'll drag down our quarter section. There's some foreign coins in here. They're the same size as a quarter, so I filed them under quarters. Next, we got this 100 won coin. As you see, it says 100 on the back, and this was made in 1992. It's South Korean currency, so that's kind of cool that I have that. Up next, what I thought was cool about these coins is, as you see, there's the ridges and then this flat parts. But I'll show you the front here. As you see, it says Fuji or Fiji. This is a 20-cent coin for there in Fiji. And I've got two of them. Up next, we got something cool that I'm proud to say I found this morning. And that's this guy here. This is a 1963 George Washington quarter. But what's so important about it, as you see, there is no double line on that. There's no line on this of two different metals. That's because this sucker here is 90% silver. So if I clank it against something, I'll show you. You hear it makes a higher sound. So that's why that's important to me, because I find stuff like that I can find stuff like that, and which draws us into the next category of dimes. I've got 3 of these, but I can only find 2 at the moment. These are the Eisenhower dimes. This one's from 1962, and give me a sec. So this is a 1963, or is this 62? As you see, it's a 1962 dime. And again, that silver led us into these 2, which are both silver. So that takes care of 1 dime. Up next, we got a 1964. Again, silver. And if you're getting into coin collecting, it's can be fun when you find something cool. But this guy here is also silver. And the last time I looked at silver prices, that was $18 an ounce, which leads us into our next category of nickels. Yes, there is one in a plastic bag. First out the gate, we've got ourselves a 1941 nickel. It's a little tarnished and old, but it's still in pretty fair condition. Then we've got this guy here, a 1940 nickel, which is kind of cool. Then up next, what we got is another 1941 nickel. At face value, some of these are worth these nickels are only worth 5 cents. But to the right person, they could be worth a whole lot more. And here we've got another 1941 nickel. See, the Monticello is pretty worn. Up next is a 1957 nickel. 52 years old. I will say this though, there is a coin in the pennies pile that is 113 years old. Here we got a Elizabeth II Canadian nickel. And as you see, this one's minted in 1989 and it's circular. This next nickel, Canadian as well, minted in 1961, is flat side. Yes, those are actually, you can actually see the folds in the coin if I hold it like this. So it's flat sided, and it's also got Elizabeth II on the front of it. Don't mind the kitty cat in the background. And now we're on to the one in the Ziploc bag. This is a 1942 S nickel, as you can see by the S on the top above the Monticello. The reason this one is in the Ziploc bag is because that's actually what's known as a war nickel. Meaning war nickels were minted in the U.S. from 1942 to 1945, because the reason they're called that is because we were in the middle of World War II at the time, meaning we also had to take copper out of the pennies, so we got steel pennies instead. There's also silver in that dime, 35%. So I could also sell it for the silver content, like I could sell the silver quarter and the silver dimes. But we'll now move into the pennies. Enough explanation on that. And I got quite a few of them here. And I'll set these up so that way I can go through them pretty quick and explain what's the importance of them. I'd have no clue how that guy ended up in there. That's a brand new one. Alright. Give me a sec here. Alright. First out the gate, we'll start with these. And what you're seeing here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 incarnations of the US penny. Here we got the Canadian penny, which they don't make anymore. On the back, it's got the maple leaves. This one here. Is minted in 1964. So that's one of my pennies that I have. Because again, as I said, I collect foreign currency. This one here, as you see, is actually just like the 1964 Canadian nickel that I showed, which also has the flat ridges. Again, Elizabeth. And this one here was minted in 1985. Well, this one is smooth and it was minted earlier. Up next, we got ourselves a 1981 penny, Canadian. And as you see, it's got the flat side. It's got none of the ridges like the other ones do. Now we're on to the American pennies. So I'll show you one that is currently being minted. So this one is it's a couple years old, and it's the current style of minting pennies. This is actually 97.5% zinc. That's only copper plated to give it that shine. Next, we'll move back to 2009. Again, all Lincoln Head pennies, but I'll grab one of each different back. There was 4 in the collection, 4 in the set. Up first, we got Lincoln here standing in front of the and then in front of the Capitol building, which these pennies are called Lincoln pennies because all 4 backs involve something to do with Lincoln or the state, the nation. And they're called Lincoln pennies because they're an anniversary thing for Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. And here we got Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book with his axe next to him. And again, all these are minted in 2009. The only year they did it. Next up, oops, I'm going to quit dropping it. Again, quit dropping it. So I'm trying to get it positioned. Up next, we got ourselves, again, 2009. As you see, that's the log cabin that Lincoln grew up in. So that's kind of cool how they did that. Next, I pulled out another penny that's currently in circulation. Still been in circulation for quite some time. Again, we got the Lincoln head on it, but on the back, we've got the Lincoln Monument. Again, they did away with this one in 2009 to do the Lincoln pennies. In 2010, they started the Shield penny, which is the one I showed you earlier. The previous one before the Lincoln pennies is all these guys here. So we'll find a good one. Here we go. As you see, it says 1 cent. These ones here are Lincoln front. This one here is in 1957. $1957D. These ones here are known as wheat pennies. And all pennies before 1982 are 95% copper. So that's why you see these got that hue to them like your copper pipes do every now and again. And these ones are really shiny and don't get that as much. So as you see, I've got quite a few of the wheat pennies. Again, this is also a wheat penny, 1953D. Hold on a sec here. And I'll just show you that these are all different years of wheat pennies by flipping them all over. And as you can see, each one says 1 cent, and it's got, the reason these are called wheat pennies is that I'll grab this one and show you why. Because these have 2 ears of wheat, 2 things of wheat on each side. Because there's one right here on this side. And there's also one on the other side going around it where it says 1 cent United States of America. This guy here is a 1945D. We also have a regular 1945, a 1946D, a regular 1955, and they stopped doing this penny in 1958. They started this one with the Lincoln Monument on it in that year, and the next year. Oh, come on. One coin I don't have currently right on me, again, these are all the coins I have on me and have access to immediately, is my 1936 Indian Head Buffalo Nickel. As you see, this here on here is a 1955D. And then we go into this guy here. As you see, he's kind of aged poorly. If I can get him goddamn focused. There we go. This guy here is a 1955D. Again, wheat pennies. This one here is also a 1955D. But no, one penny, as I said, I have one that is 113 years old. Pardon me while I stretch. And I found this one just recently, and it surprised the hell out of me to find it. Because of the year. It's 1906. So this one is the one that's prior to the wheat penny with the Lincoln on the back, on the front of it. And I'm going to get it appraised and taken a look at, hopefully sometime soon. Because it's got some bad dings and scratches in it, but mind you, it is 113 years old. So, what we got here, up next, what this guy here is a 1906. As you can see the date right there real well. This is a 1906 Indian head penny. And if I flip it over, what caught my eye was this back here, because I had never seen it before. It says 1 cent. It's got two, like a reef on it, I would say, with the arrows. You can now notice that in this lighting. And it's got, what caught my eye was the shield up here at the top. And so I was wondering what the heck it is, and then I realized what it was and gave up one of my wheat pennies that I was carrying on me at the time to get this. And so this is really cool to find. But as you see, as I said, it's got some pretty bad dings and some deep groove cuts and scratches. A couple of them go all the way to the side. But I'm going to get this looked at, because this is really cool to find. And you can see a lot of more detail with what you guys are seeing. There's a lot more detail than what I see. I sometimes I can barely make out some of that stuff that you're seeing. But it does says United States of America on it. And this is my oldest coin in my collection. I am so proud to say this is a part of my collection. I rarely ever find these coins. So to find one in an active roll of pennies is really phenomenal. And so I think I'm going to leave you guys here with that, on that note of the 13-year-old penny. Just not a fake. I have wholeheartedly believe that is not a fake, otherwise it would not be in circulation. So, till next time, my friends, stay awesome. And I may do something for Halloween. I'm not for sure yet. Alright? Stay awesome out there. Signing off.